What's up, guys? It's Generalkidd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Carter's death behind the scenes. If you don't know, Carter was a Noble leader on Noble team, and he dies during the mission Pillar of Autumn. So let's take a look at his death scene behind the scenes. But first, before we get to his main death scene, we're going to see how it all started. And that's at the very beginning of the mission when he's flying the Pelican and he's already been shot. And the Pelican's been badly damaged. So, here is where the Pelican actually is during the cutscene. All the way out here in this little canyon here. Right here. You got a little Phantom here and a couple Banshees chasing it. The Banshee is shooting at it and the Phantom is just sitting here. The Phantom is actually not solid. As you saw in my previous video yesterday about Mio's death, most objects in the cutscenes, like that are actually part of the cutscene, meant to be part of the cutscene, scripted objects, they're not solid usually. The Banshees are also driverless, see no driver inside. Basically, as I said, they're all puppeted objects, so they're not actually like relying on like the game's physics or anything. They're just kind of scripted to fly like in this direction. And over here we have our Pelican, which is actually totally empty inside. And from the front, you can also see there's nothing loaded inside. And it's actually a pretty unique Pelican. It's like a gray Pelican that I've actually never noticed it was like that. Most of them are kind of like a greenish kind of color. But I don't know, maybe I just haven't played Reach enough or paid close attention to the color of the Pelicans in Reach. But I'm pretty sure like this is a unusual color, but I could be wrong. It's just something like I haven't really noticed. It looks kind of like a stealth Pelican or like some kind of Black Ops Pelican. But anyways, so here we are. Carter finally spawned in the scene, and they're being chased by this Banshee right up its rear actually. And that Banshee is actually attached to the Pelican. The two objects kind of fly together at the same rate, but they're actually like attached. And here, Carter's finally taking off his helmet. We don't actually see how he got shot, because when the cutscene started, they were already being chased, and there's nothing from the front. So, unfortunately, we do not get to see what happened there. Now, what's interesting about this is, if you thought the Pelican during the cutscene was flying in like one direction the entire time, well, you were wrong, and I was wrong too. I actually thought it was like flying for quite a while, but really, in that cutscene, every time like the camera kind of changes angles, the Pelican actually just teleports back to the beginning of the canyon, and it just keeps flying to the end and teleports back and keeps flying back to the end and teleports back and so on.
Done.
It just keeps flying, and eventually it'll, once it's ready to drop you and Emil off, it'll actually change paths then. But for the moment, it just keeps flying in like one path and then just teleporting back and so on. Now it's finally changing paths here, and disappears. It's gonna teleport. It'll keep changing like positions essentially. Its flight path. It's not. It looks like it has like a consistent flight path in the cutscene normally, but it's actually jumping all over the map and everything. You just never notice it. I must admit, Bungie's like really good at like their cinematic cutscenes. Like it's pretty incredible like what they've been able to do. So here is when at this part it actually like does a bit of teleporting back and forth again as well. But here it finally drops off you and Emil, and this is where you spawn, and up there is where the two people are. So you have Emil dropping down here. His character model is actually interesting. If you look at his helmet, the skull carved into his helmet's not there, and Noble 6 is always here, is headless. Apparently he's headless in a lot of cutscenes actually. But here Emil has no texture on his helmet. No texture as in like no skull face carved into it. And well, Noble 6 is just, well, headless Noble 6. Alright, but from here the mission just proceeds as normal, and we continue on till we get to the part where the two of them encounter the Scarab, and that's when Carter jumps into to the rescue. So here we are. Scarab's about to spawn. Let's pause this and fly around really quickly. So here in the cutscene is where Noble 6 and Emil are. You know, just typical, usual two of them. From certain angles, like the lighting kind of changes, like the way their helmets look and stuff. But other than that, there's nothing out of the ordinary here. Noble 6 does have his helmet this time. Scarab's up here, and Carter's Pelican is up here. And as you can see, it changed color too. This is the actual like regular Pelican color that I'm used to. It's like, you know, kind of like a greenish kind of color. But the other one he was flying earlier, it was like a grayish, blackish kind of color. So that's why I'm pretty sure it was a pretty rare, unusual color. Unless it's just the lighting, but I don't think it was. So here, the Scarab climbs in, and his Pelican's just floating up there. It's, you know, it's not, it's just waiting for its scripted action. And now it's flying in, fires a few shots, and it actually doesn't catch fire until like it's in view of the camera. So it just kind of catches fire out of nowhere. And here, it's actually flying in. This cutscene actually is a lot less jumpy than the other cutscenes when you look at it from behind the scenes. And inside the Pelican, as you probably expect, it's first of all, it's not solid, and there's also no pilot. So I bet there's gonna be quite a few like conspiracy theories that Carter set his Pelican to autopilot before he crashed into it, and he's actually still alive. But I don't think so. Most definitely not. Now here, the Pelican is actually stuck inside the Scarab. But actually, it didn't actually physically crash into the Scarab. See, the Scarab's totally unharmed. The reactor core is still here, and everything's still intact, even the turrets on the side. It's just the effects that make it look like it's damaged. But really, both objects are not solid, the Scarab and the Pelican. So what happened is the Pelican flew into the Scarab, but they're not solid, and just a bunch of effects make it look like it actually crashed and damaged the Scarab when it really didn't. So yeah, that's basically what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to play it normally now without any commentary or showing you anything, so you can just watch it. So enjoy.
Got a situation.
You can pass this, sir.
No, you can't. Not without help.
Commander, you don't have the firepower.
I've got the mass.
Solid copy. Hit 'em hard, boss.
You're on your own, Noble. Carter out.
Crevice to the east. Let's go.
Alright, so there you have it. That is basically Carter, our Noble Leader's death behind the scene. And if you guys found it to be interesting, make sure to leave a like and leave your any suggestions you have in the comments. Just let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to show all the characters' deaths behind the scenes, so just stay tuned in the upcoming days. So just make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't already, so you can have that to look forward to. And I will see you guys next time.